Hello crafty friends, welcome to another card making video. Today I thought I would play with some acrylic paints, and I've got Deco Art Crafters acrylics. This one is Cherry Blossom Pink and this one is Soft Coral. I like this particular brand because the paints are fairly opaque but they're very matte. There's no real gloss or shine to them, which I like when using acrylics. But you don't have to have these, you can use whatever acrylics you have at home. I've given these a good shake. And I'm going to use my brayer just to add some of the pink onto this piece of Daler-Rowney mixed media paper. This is my favourite mixed media paper. It's very robust, it'll take pretty much whatever you throw at it, and it's not too off-white. So now I've got the peachy colour one. I'm going to put some of that on top, if we can get it to come out the bottle. So these are both warm colours, although the pink is a slightly cool pink. But they're near each other on the colour wheel, so when they mix, they're not going to make mud. So as you can see, there's absolutely no skill required. Just put some colour down and brayer it out. If you haven't got a brayer, just brush it out. Now I'm going to dry that. Now I want to put some white acrylic paint on, but my daughter has absconded with my white acrylic paint, so I'm going to use gesso, and I'll just brayer that around as well. And the thing about acrylic paints, compared to say water-soluble mediums like inks, distress oxides, etc., is that once it's dry, it won't come back up again. So you can create permanent layers with acrylic paint. I'll dry that again. So that's my base down. I'm going to do some stenciling now. And I've got this stencil from Indigo Blue. It's lots of letters joined together, so I'm actually stenciling the space between the letters. And I've got a sponge dauber here, and I'll load it up with the pink paint. You don't want too much paint on your sponge dauber because it will splurge under the stencil, so less is more really. And you can see how this paint is semi-opaque. You can still see the layers behind the colour that I'm applying now. So there we go, like in that. Let's flip that round and turn that around. Just easier to work on the right hand side of the paper because I'm right-handed. And I'll add a few more bits where there aren't any. So this sponge dauber can go in a pot of water and I'll rinse it under the tap later. And now it's time to dry again. So I've got another stencil here. This is another Indigo Blue one, I think. And I'm using the orange this time just to add a bit more of that colour on top of the more solid areas of pink. We're only getting a little bit through this stencil, so it's not going to obliterate everything underneath it. Now everything looks a little bit crazy at the moment, but that is the nature of mixed media. It's all about the layers. And another dry. Now I might have dried this too much, but I've just had an idea, and that is to see if any of that stenciling is wet enough to grab onto embossing powder. No, it's typical, isn't it? When you don't want it to be really dry, it is. I was just thinking the embossing powder might grab onto those orange circles. Okay, I do want to add some embossing powder, but I'm thinking I might cut my shapes now out of this, and then I can stamp or stencil in embossing ink exactly where I want it on my shapes. Right, I have got a load of nesting heart dies here, and I'm going to cut into my paper using these. Because I've got letters on this, I want them to be the right way up. So I'm going to put all my hearts the right way up. Right, I've got a massive pile of hearts there, plenty to play with. I'm just thinking what I want to do for my card. I'm not sure this is going to be the final arrangement, but these are the hearts that I'm going to play with on camera. And I'm putting these on some masking tape to hold them still while I do the next step. Right, to do my stamping, I've got an old rubber stamp here. No idea where this is from. Actually, I got it at the Crafty charity shop, so it could be any brand. I've used stick glue to stick it onto my acrylic block because it's no longer sticky. And I'm dusting my hearts and the masking tape with talcum powder. Now I'm going to ink this up with embossing ink and stamp it on my hearts. For my embossing powder, I'm using Wow Metallic Copper Superfine, so it should pick up the detail in that stamp. And now I'll melt that with my heat tool and then do another round. Right, there we go, some hearts with some lovely copper detail. I chose copper because I basically wanted to change from gold. Gold would have worked with these acrylic paint colours, but copper works too. It's a nice warm colour. I just want to do a quick experiment and ink around the edges of these hearts with saltwater taffy. It's not dissimilar to the colours that we've used already. It's a nice warm red-orange. And it just adds a little something to the edge. I'm not sure if it'll even pick up on camera, but it's defining the edge a little bit. If you wanted a more obvious edge, you could go for a more intense colour. Spice Marmalade might work nicely. I haven't quite decided on the arrangement yet, but I want to put something in the background, and I'm thinking spattering. And for a colour, I want to go for something contrasting. So what I've got here is pink, so that's in the red part of the colour wheel, and a reddy orange. That coral colour I think counts as a red orange. So this is where we're at so far. And for a contrasting colour, I could go for green or I could go for blue-green. And I'm thinking blue-green. So I've got this teal metallic watercolour. So I don't want to go too crazy. This isn't going to be a clean and simple card. There's not going to be any white space to speak of. I'll give that a dry. Right, I've got a dry card. I put some foam tape on the back of the main heart, the bigger heart, and I'll put some wet glue on top just to give me some wiggle time. And I've got my rule of thirds acetate grid, and I'm just thinking where to put it. Could put it down there on that intersection. There. You can put it anywhere. I think I'm going to put it down here. I've got my T-square ruler here to help me get it on straight. Wondering about that, abandoning that one, although maybe we might need a larger one up there. No, I think we'll go with the Diddy one. So I'll just use high-tack white glue to get those stuck down, and I shall snip off the overhanging bits. Actually, I could use that up there. Save that little heart. Now the next thing I need is a sentiment, and I've done some more print and cut sentiments. So I'm thinking a happy birthday right there. And I want to make some DIY enamel dots using some card and the teal that I splattered in the background. So this card is left over from the previous video. It's just a piece of linen textured card. I'll give that a dry. And now I'm going to punch it out with this multi-size circle punch. Okay, I think I'll pop some dots up here and some dots down here. Just blot up any excess glue with my microfiber cloth, and to give them a bit of extra dimension and gloss, I'm going to flood my DIY enamel dots with crystal glaze. You can use glossy accents for this or any other dimensional varnish. So I'm sort of regretting the splattering in the background. I think it might be a bit distracting. So I might make another one of these cards without any splatter, maybe a bit of embossing or something behind the hearts. But I'll do that off camera, make a bunch of cards with the rest of the hearts and come back to show you how they turned out. Right, I'm back and I have changed this card up. I decided I didn't like having the whole thing with splatters in the background. It just didn't look quite right to me. So I deconstructed that card. I cut the front off and I cut the panel down to what you can see here. I then coloured the back of that card blank with the same teal that I used to make these enamel dots, and mounted this on that, and then mounted that on this card blank, and I'm much happier with that. I like it in the middle, it feels very balanced, the spatters aren't too distracting, we've got some white space here and here, and I think this works much better. For the rest of the cards, I stuck the hearts on some linen textured card and die cut the whole thing out as a panel with a stitched rectangle die. That way the hearts had some stitching along their edges there. So with this one, I took one of the really big hearts, stuck it on the side, chopped a bit off, stuck that bit over here, added a partial heart down here and a partial heart up here. And now I've got a nice diagonal flow. To emphasise that flow and to bring in some of that teal, that contrasting colour, I added the dots all the way along there. Now this is a really good example, I think, these cards, of the 60-30-10 rule of colour, which basically says if you've got 3 colours, use one colour for 60% of the card, another colour for 30% of the card, and another colour for 10% of the card. So I would say, ignoring the white because that doesn't count, the colours are 60%-ish pink, 30%-ish orange, and 10%-ish blue. So if you're ever wondering how much colour to put down, try that, 60, 30, 10, with 3 different colours. This has got the heart that's the size down from the card before, and I just put one on here. Again, I had it hanging off the side. The sentiment reads happy for you. And to bring in that sprinkle of turquoise to add some movement and energy, I sprinkled some of the enamel dots down here and some up here. So for card number 4, I've got 3 hearts decreasing in size from here to here to here, kind of a visual triangle. I put the sentiment up here on this intersection of the rule of thirds grid and then sprinkled the dots amongst the hearts. This heart doesn't quite have enough white on it for me, so what I should have done earlier in the process was add a little bit more white on top, I think. Card number 5, I've got this heart right in the middle, a third of the way down with its sentiment, grateful for you, and then a diagonal of different size hearts, 5 in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nice odd number, and then the dots emphasise that diagonal. And our last card again has kind of a diagonal design, but this part of the card is filled with hearts and dots, and we've got some white space down here. Probably not 100% clean and simple, but getting there. You could maybe just do half the card with hearts and half the card white if you wanted to go truly clean and simple. But the dots just add a nice little sprinklage again, I think. So there we go, 6 cards made using that one mixed media background. I really enjoy the colour combination. I'm loving the enamel dots. I think the metallic underneath that crystal glaze just looks gorgeous. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I hope it's given you a bunch of ideas. If it has, let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more from me, do subscribe and ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.